So from Marriott's new credit card deals and solar-powered Vegas shifts into the travel endurance in the Winter Olympics and Bad Bunny's massive buzz in Puerto Rico, plus one very prepared mom makes a deli-styled sandwich on a plane. All of that and more on this week's Good Morning Hospitality Hotels. It is full of a lot of juice, as they say. So let's get into it. Good morning.
Good morning, Sarah.
Welcome
back, everybody. Wednesday, we got Paul Manzi waiting at the door to get into the club, I see.
Oh,
time to party, Will. Let's go. Yeah, we're a little late today. Had some technical difficulties on my end, but all good.
There were no technical difficulties.
I just had to get a cup of water.
Okay. Anyway, oh my gosh, I got so many things. Yeah, time to party. Okay, perfect. Everybody's like excited and ready. Well,
we all partied this weekend. Did you party for the Super Bowl this past weekend?
Bro, do you not know who I am?
I said yes. What table did you have?
No, I did not. No, I don't. No, I did not.
No,
I did not watch the Super Bowl. I'm not a no.
You Go Sports? No.
Mm-mm.
Well, I did, and I had too much fun. I think I had too much fun with my friends over at the Lowe's Miami Beach Hotel. They have a beautiful setup there because they have giant screens everywhere for the Super Bowl and a nice table and food and drinks. Like great people all around. So I almost had the Super Bowl flu. They said I saw an article where 26.7 million people were expected to call out of work.
Wait, what? I didn't see that stat. Are you serious?
I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's called the Super Bowl flu. So
oh my God.
The Monday after Super Bowl is like one of the most called out days in the country. So they're all saying we should be a national holiday the day after the Super Bowl.
That is funny. Look, I will say this, not to sound like a Grinch, a Super Bowl Grinch. I did watch the halftime after the fact. So, which I thought was actually
great.
Dude, wild. So great. But yeah, the Super Bowl is something else. I mean, the numbers of just like.
Yeah, it's like almost everyone in the country watches except for Sarah. And then you have the halftime show and all the commercials. It's fun. But it was great. It was great.
Steve. Okay, I'm different.
I had a great time. It was fun. The game was not very good, but we all got to watch. But I love seeing like everyone hosting their parties. And again, it's that hospitality, like people coming over, showing what's going on in their place, how you do it the best. Will Slickers in the background said, I didn't watch and haven't seen any commercials or halftime. Oh, Will was up in the mountains.
My mom was going on about the commercials. My mom was like, oh my gosh, did you see that? She's so into it. I will say this. My mother actually did come over to try and watch the Puppy Bowl, but we were slightly disappointed when we realized it was pre-recorded and not live. So it just felt a little
fake. But it was good. It was a good time overall for everyone that I was with. And it was interesting because the halftime show was in all Spanish and I speak Spanish, and I'm from Miami. So for me, that's normal. But I was with some people that are not. And it was interesting to watch. Like some made it very political. Others like, oh, I enjoyed it. It was good production and good music and good things. So all different things going on during this year's Super Bowl. But I want to give a shout out to everyone that hosted people, showed good hospitality. And made it a good time for everybody.
I thought this was interesting. I saw a comment that Geraldo Rivera, remember him?
Yeah.
Geraldo made. Mm-hmm. Don't ask why Geraldo was up on my Instagram feed, but he was.
Searching.
Hey. But he made an interesting point. He was like, you don't go to the opera and expect them to like sing in English when it's like in Italian. So, I think there was a lot of fuss over it was a lot of fuss over nothing. I think the numbers at the end of the day showed where people had their preferences. There were definitely like huge. I mean, what is it? One of the highest viewed Super Bowl halftime shows ever, if not the highest of all time. Mm-hmm.
So it was fun. Look,
that's awesome.
We'll make it political here. Overall, a fun game, fun people I was with, good time. but yeah, I was paying for it the next day for sure. I'm still recovering from my Super Bowl flu.
Jeez, you guys and your Super Bowl flus. I will say this: I had clients that were traveling to San Francisco the very next day on Monday, and it was crazy because I was calling a lot of hotels in the area and not too far away all weekend, and they were slammed. They were so slammed. I mean, I was like, I just need to do an airport pickup, and it it was.
I love Super Bowl weekend. Like I know in 2020 we hosted it. We hosted all of the Pro Bowlers, so all like the legends of the game were at when I worked at Miami Beach Hotel. We had like Tom Brady walking around, and Bill Belichick, and Deion Sanders. Everyone was walking around there, and it was just packed. And then we had the big party of the night, the Fanatics party, which is like where all the celebrities go to, but everything is on high alert. It's just like really is amazing when this hosted and you're in hospitality. You get to see all that. But anyhow, we got a lot to cover today, Sarah.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. So yeah, well, why don't we get into this first one here? Oh my gosh, I got so much. On to the next, yes, World Cup. And by the way, Super Bowl next year in Los Angeles. So that'll
so we got World Cup and Super Bowl. We got World Cup here in Miami. I'm excited for that.
World Cup, Super Bowl, and the Olympics. So yeah. Well, we need the love. So
and by the way, I think today all the new Forbes ratings just came out because I see everyone posting their star ratings.
So we need to do that. Yeah, definitely. Maybe Forbes will invite us to the summit at some point.
I would love to be there. Holler at us, Forbes.
We have to reach out. Okay, so why don't we get into our first topic here? So Marriott's got a new credit card deal and fee revenue sort of strategy. So this is interesting that what we've got going on. Oh my gosh, all my notes here are just all over the place. So this is interesting because basically with U.S. room demand kind of like subdued or subsiding. I don't want to say subsiding completely, but Marriott's kind of finding that its 2026 profit growth is in a higher margin place, which is in credit cards, especially its co-branded credit cards. So we've talked about this before, just how credit cards for different brands.
This is wild to see. It's gigantic because we were talking a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago how they were reworking the deals, Marriott, with American Express, and I forget, maybe it was Chase. But they're seeing now, they said that they're going to expect to see around a 35% increase in co-branded credit card fees this year, which is a gigantic number. And I was wondering why Marriott's stock price was skyrocketing yesterday. And it's because of this. They're seeing, again, this is like free money. There is nothing associated. There's no cost with it. It's just people swiping their credit card to get the points. And they were saying that the biggest part of it is the royalty fee, I think is what they called it, the loyalty fee, which they were saying that's royalty the big increase, but they didn't say how big a number that was. But all in all, it's going to be a 35% increase on their revenue from previous years, which is incredible to see.
It's fascinating that credit card space. I mean, I get so many people that ask me about it. They're like, "Oh, what card do you have?" And I have a Marriott card, and I have a different strategy. I just kind of like use it for my stays. Where, I mean, if you make it one of your main cards, you can really kind of rack up those points. But it's fascinating how, and obviously, as you said, their stock rose a lot yesterday. I mean, then it's not just a hospitality company, I mean, it's really.
It's becoming a credit card. They're getting the fees from it, but they're not on the hook if anyone's not paying, right? So they're just getting these fees, and that helps the credit card companies sell more credit cards and get people on there. But it was interesting because they're saying it for their growth. It was all about their growth. That was the biggest part of the story. But Marriott reported a 4.1% increase in net revenue to $6.99 billion, so almost at $7 billion. And weakness was in the U.S. and Canada with a lot less. They're seeing a lot less inbound travel to U.S. destinations. But they boosted their profitability, $2.74 billion adjusted net income, which is a giant number on just under $7 billion. So it just shows that their costs of being asset light. There's not all these giant fixed costs that they have. Jason, good to see you. Howdy. They don't have all these fixed costs, though. They just keep adding great things. And another part that was hidden in there was they saved $90 million in corporate costs, which is part of those layoffs I think we talked about a couple weeks
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
Interesting to see what they're up to, but listen, asset light, keep adding revenue. Good job, Marriott.
It's a strategy, that's for sure. So, yeah, interesting to see. So, yeah, let us know. Do you guys have any co-branded credit cards? Do you have?
Like, are you? I do not. I still just use American Express straight up.
Oh, I've got Delta. I've got Marriott. I mean, I've got a lot of cards because I don't use them all the time, but you get them for different like sign-on bonuses, and you can do that to get like extra perks. And so,
you have to look at it. I get so many points through American Express, and they do a good job. Like I could use those points right at Marriott properties, and they're fine hotels and resorts, and I do a lot of traveling. So I don't know. I'm not into. I don't know it that well. I'm not into like I got to get with the points guy. You got to figure that out a little bit more for me.
Oh yeah. Okay. Maybe we can have him on. We haven't had him on I don't know that he's ever been on, but he's a good friend of mine, so we can get him on.
Be great to have.
Easy. Let us know if you guys want us to make that happen. We can make it happen.
All right, points episode.
Yeah, that would be fun. All right. Oh, next topic here, travel endurance. It's so crazy. There are Olympics happening right now. The 2026 Winter Olympics are happening right now. And this was funny because it's presenting a little bit of logistical and travel, I don't want to say challenges, but stamina, they're kind of even saying, for both fans and operators. It's a multi-stop destination. You can't get there directly. It's definitely not easy to get there, but fascinating. I always find that interesting when they choose that for big events like the Olympics, to choose a place that isn't maybe the easiest to get to.
Yeah, and they're saying
that too. Yeah,
on average, is because they're the home base is in Milan, which is their kind of promoting the home base, but the average trip they were saying is 6 hours, whether it's by train or plane, to get places. So they're like telling athletes and coaches and people filming and everyone involved, like, plan ahead, don't miss your flight, don't go the same day, get there a day before. Yeah. So it makes it pretty challenging for the athletes. But number one, I can only imagine, like, you're an athlete, you've been training your whole life, and then you have to worry about delays and all this stuff. So they're getting there earlier and earlier to the city they have to be in. Mm-hmm. But for people covering or going to the event as a guest, an attendee, and you have multiple tickets in different cities, it's hard to do all those things. So all the events are in different places.
It's crazy because they're expecting about 2 million visitors for this particular Winter Olympics. And by the way, what's interesting about this is Los Angeles is kind of toying around with a similar sort of concept. I mean, I feel like even one part of the Olympics is like somewhere else entirely. Don't quote me on that, but I do remember hearing that. I don't remember.
Yeah, they're saying they're like in 5 different areas, and so they're spread out in different areas across the mountain range, all throughout the mountain range, and they're not major travel destinations with major airports, so you have to take trains and cars and planes, and it's interesting to see how they do. And they were saying in the Paris Olympics, where you would think like, oh, you're going to get a big boom because of people traveling, Delta actually lost money because they had to rearrange so many things for people traveling to the city and do it in different ways. So it's really not like you're gonna get a boom. You get things that are shifted around because people then avoid the city too, because like, oh, I'm not going to the place where the Olympics are being held because I don't have tickets. It's gonna be too crazy. So, and you lose out on the revenue that way too. The airlines were saying so. And Paul Manzi, the problem that skewed more Winter Olympics than summer. With remote nature mountain events, creates some amazing visuals, though. That's true. I've been watching those drone shots, chasing those skiers going downhill. It's pretty intense. Those drones are flying at 70 miles an hour behind the skiers.
That's wild. Yeah, the coverage has been fantastic. But, it's also, it's interesting. I mean, how can you can't, it's almost impossible to keep everything in the same area, So I think it's just, especially maybe it's better.
A lot of Mother Nature. You got to find the snow, so you got to go to the mountains. But I think we skipped a story, Sarah. You got excited.
Wait, we did. I'm sorry. Oh,
we got a big one. This is a big one.
We did. This is a big one. Sorry, I'm on this weird screen today. Let's go back to this story. So MGM Okay, this was kind of cool. So MGM now powers all of its Las Vegas Strip properties with solar. This was pretty fascinating, is because they've been kind of like working on this for some time, and now basically they power up to 100% of their daytime electricity. Covering, by the way, they've got 14 hotel casinos, so which is pretty awesome. But the fascinating thing is they didn't actually pay for this up front. So as far as like to build the solar arrays. So they basically worked with developers as they were building them, and basically committed to buying the electricity on those projects. And it's been going on for several years, but I think they actually reached the net, what was it? Like 100% mark in December is what it was.
Yeah. So they're doing all power through their casinos. So they have 40,000 hotel rooms that they're powering. And that's almost 2 miles of Vegas Strip that is now powered by solar. And their goal by 2030 is to get to 100% renewable energy. And so they're 2/3 of the way there. But it's an interesting business model where this has been in the works for several years, where the solar company said, hey, if we build it, will you use our energy? And they said yes. They had to do a little bit of an investment, but then they said, okay, we're going to have a flat rate. So basically they know how much every month they're going to pay. And if you run hotels, electricity is one of the biggest costs that you have in that building. Yeah. And so if you can all of a sudden understand what your cost is going to be every month, you can forecast better and you can do things that way. And what was interesting is that MGM had to pay $80 million in exit fees to get off the grid of normal power lines. So on top of paying 80 million, they said this is still a good decision for us because it must be that much cheaper, because they said they look at everything through a financial lens. Yeah. They're doing everything to bring in, for the bottom line and help the publicly traded stocks. So I love seeing it because you always hear about solar or wind and think, you can't power everything, but they've just done it now. They show it's a great example of what they have going on in their hotel.
Well, the state of Nevada actually ranks among one of the top states in the U.S. for solar capacity. About more than 30% of its electricity of the state comes from solar. I've seen apartment buildings that are completely solar in Las Vegas. It's cool. It's great that, again, for some of these states that can really take advantage of it. And keep in mind, it's not just like electricity, like turning the lights on. Think about the summer heat and the AC bills.
Yeah.
It just
about everything in a casino, right? Just imagine one casino, these mega 4,000 room casinos with all the AC and everything, all the slot machines and all of the things going in back of house and all the computers. Like, there's just so much that goes into powering a building, and it's just wild to me that now it can be done. Technology is catching up. So I'm excited to see as a good example. Like, I forget what cruise we talked about where the CEO wants to go to renewable energy. Now we have MGM leading the way. So hopefully this keeps going. As I build our project, it makes me now want to double guess, are we doing enough to be sustainable?
Well, you could definitely, you've got certainly where you're based, you've got a little bit more weather, but you've also, but again, it's, especially with the advancements of different batteries. And so that you're able to kind of stock up on that solar. I think we're only a few years away from it really changing. And look, if they can do it in Las Vegas and the Strip with this much.
Yes, I'm excited. That's why I was excited, because that's where you think of excess of everything always going. So good job, everyone. Let's see how it continues to push.
All right. Okay. On to our next topic here. Back in order. Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. We talked a little bit about this at the beginning. Wow. Okay. So the big thing now is Bad Bunny, obviously from Puerto Rico, the big buzz over the weekend going into this week. Now the big question is, can the tourism board of Puerto Rico turn this sort of buzz into bookings? Yeah. Definitely. Even just last year when Bad Bunny did his whole residency there, the increase that they saw, everybody was just it was so exciting. So, funny because actually even this week, there's a couple of different organizations. What was it? I think the independent, ILC, Independent Lodging Conference.
They have an event there. Yeah.
Yeah. They have an event there now. I think we're going to see a lot more events that are going there. And I've been there before and seen I was in Puerto Rico with the Hilton's team that does all of their events. And so I've seen a lot of the events and marketing space, and they absolutely have the infrastructure to be able to host conferences and bigger events, whether you want to do wellness focus, whether you're just trying to have a place to host several thousands of people. Puerto Rico is an option. And I mean, that's just even from the business side of things, but I'm sure it's obviously putting it more on the map for people to be like, oh yeah, I haven't been there in a while, or I haven't been there before. Oh my gosh, I can go. I don't need a passport.
You know, and you feel like you're in another country, but you're in a U.S. base. And so for me, I love Puerto Rico. I haven't want to explore some more. That made me want to, but they were saying the commercials for the Super Bowl for a 30-second commercial is $8 million. And they had Bad Bunny on a 13-minute performance. So if you do the math, it's about $200 million commercial for Puerto Rico, because he did highlight everything about Puerto Rico, good and bad things on there, like they were talking about. But they said, look, they are seeing a spike to their travel website, and their goal is to say, hey, if you got interested, cool. Now we're going to try to convert you to show what a great place it is to come and visit and enjoy. So I think more and more people should go. But you're right. It's amazing what one person can really do for a community, or an event can do for a community. And if you do it the right way, it really takes off. So I'm very excited to see what happens for all my friends in Puerto Rico, because I do have a lot that live there and then have moved here. And, you know, after the hurricanes that hit the island really hard, they needed to bounce back. So I'm excited to see how this continues to evolve.
And there's a lot of luxury offerings for people there. I actually know a good number of CEOs and individuals, like ultra high net worth individuals, that have chosen to live there because of tax benefits. So it's beautiful. So point is, if you haven't been, you should definitely check it out. It's not all super rustic. There's a lot of luxury if you like to go more luxury, but if you want something certainly cultural, the culture is strong there. Isn't it home of the pina colada, right?
Oh, boy.
That is.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it is. There's a fight over, actually. So it's like, well, yeah, there's that too. But they claim that it came there from Puerto Rico. That's all I'm saying. I'm just repeating what they told me. Everybody's gonna fight for that.
We'll have a fight.
Anyway, nobody wants to trust the half Lebanese girl when it comes to pina coladas, but that's okay. That's fine. Whatever. We'll talk about tabbouleh next time. Okay. Why don't we move on here? No, you don't. Look, I had one made there. Whatever. Okay.
Pina colada. We're looking it up right now. We're doing our journalism.
Yeah, look it up. It was at the Hotel. I don't know if they pronounce it Caribe or Caribe or whatever, which is a Hilton property, and it was a gentleman.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Right. The
interweb says Puerto Rico. I'll give it to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, did you say that again? I'm right. Yeah.
I'm a little under the weather. My brain's not functioning properly. I'll take it.
Wow. Nobody wants to trust the blonde girl.
I trust.
That's all right. It's all right. All right. Well, with that energy, why don't we go on to our last story here? Unhinged.
I just failed Jeopardy. If this was Jeopardy, I would have lost.
Yeah, you would have, and I would have won, but that's okay. Yeah. So our unhinged travel story of the week.
I love this one.
So this
Show the picture.
Yeah. Show this. So a mom, 71-year-old mom, went viral for making a fully stacked deli-style sandwich on a long economy flight. Do we have the video? I should have asked that before. Oh man, if we have, that'd be great. While you're trying to put it up, oh no, we don't have it. Or do you? Okay, yeah. So as you're talking about it, so basically, there was a video that was posted by her daughter, shows that this woman, 71-year-old woman, is basically making like a big deli sandwich across multiple tray tables. Man, she just like made her own subway station. She was like, girl, we just added all the toppings. But I love this because, and then social media, obviously, it's a split reaction. Some people are like, okay, this is definitely like a sub shop at like 30,000 feet. But then you've also got some people saying, hello, that's dirty and gross. What about that onion smell? So, oh yeah, here, check it out.
All right, let's do the video real quick. Let's see. I haven't seen this yet. Look at her. She's at work. She's got 6 sandwiches being made. Look at all these like real toppings. Adding the lettuce.
That's a straight up assembly line.
Yeah, it is very impressive what she's putting together.
Thank you, Mom.
Oh, look at that sandwich. That is a delicious. I'm starving right now, too. That looks like a delicious sandwich.
That is hilarious.
Oh, my God.
Wait, did they create extra for other people? They should have.
No, those are kids just reading the article. I hadn't seen the video yet. But that is a real mom right there. And Jason saying mom's rule. I agree. But I'm trying to figure out, like, I worry about, like, if I have a liquid in a bottle or, like, I'm traveling with, like, too much, products that are gel or something. And how does she get all of this on a plane? I don't understand.
Well, she just would bring the deli meat and the cheese. So
deli
this
meat,
you bring
bread.
Yeah, bread, yeah, you can bring all of that, and then she probably just went by one of the stores or like the restaurants in the airport, just grabbed a couple extra things of mustard and mayo or whatever she wants to put on it. That's what I would do. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just impressed. Like, I freak out. Like, do I have everything I need? I don't want to get pulled over. It's cute. She's just rolling through with a full sub shop on her bag. Good job, Mom.
What I love is people of a certain age, and I don't know what that age is, but they just don't give a like they just don't. Like they get to a certain point. I look at my dad. Like my dad does stuff, and I'm like, he just doesn't care about whatever. He just rolls it, and it's kind of commendable. And even sometimes I watch my mom, she'll do some things. I'm like, man, you just really, you're like beyond caring. They're like, I'm just doing my thing. This is my world. You guys happen to be living in it.
Yeah, I love it. And I don't know about you viewers and listeners. Give us a comment here. Would you have one of those sandwiches? Yes or no if she handed it to you? I think I'm going with yes. I'm okay. I see some of these kitchens I've worked in are not the cleanest. That definitely looks cleaner than a lot of the kitchens I've walked through in my life.
Well, look, you wipe it down. I'm sure she wiped it down. And it's not like she's putting the deli meat straight up on the tray table. That would be a hard no. But
she's doing a good job. Paul, new travel expert mode. I agree.
Dude.
Wow. Good job, Mom. Keep it up.
Yeah. Moms are awesome. I have to say they can definitely do it. So let us know. Have you seen something quite like this on a plane? I haven't. I'm just used to seeing, we might need to do like come back to this and do another thing with like plane etiquette, because we've talked about it before, but man, it gets people riled up. My whole thing was like,
yes, please. Yep.
If she's going to be making that sandwich, there better not be onions on it. Cause if that thing smells, no bueno.
I didn't see any on there. She did a good job. Paul, everyone's saying yes. You see, this is why, because we go on these planes and then we pay all this money and they throw a bag of pretzels at us. And that's about it, and some sodas and nothing else. What do we got here? Thanks, Steve, Turk, and Sarah.
I love it.
Enjoy the topics. Have a great day ahead. Solar was most impressive. Sandwich might be super smelly for everyone else. Depends on the sandwich. I agree with you. Could be. At least it wasn't tuna. I didn't see any tuna going on over there.
Gosh,
so
no, none of that.
So real-time recap. What do you think here?
Yeah, let's do it. You go first, though.
Okay. Yesterday, I got to give a shout out to my dad and his law firm. They have amazing seats for the Miami Heat that include this wonderful lounge before the game that has a full buffet and great service. And, it's hard. I get spoiled. I can't go back to like the upper levels where you have to go stand in line and battle for a burnt burger. But I want to give a shout out to the Miami Heat for doing a great job hospitality wise. Loved it. Fantastic. So you ever have a chance and someone wants to take you to one of the lounges at the Heat game, make sure you do it. So it's interesting to see where you don't expect great hospitality. It's when it surprises you. I'm just like, wow, like that's how everything should be when you're going to sporting events like that. It was awesome.
Right. Well, I think you're right. That's just how it should be. We should just be pleasantly surprised when we're just. That's what it's all. I mean, I'm trying to think if I actually have a real-time recap. I've been laying low lately. Gosh.
You haven't seen a lot on your Instagram stories. You've been working hard. You've been grinding.
I have been grinding. I'm either working out or working at my computer is kind of what's been going on with my life. But yeah, I mean, I'll just say this as as a reminder, because this is kind of a weird thing. I had to take my car to get my windows tinted yesterday. Ooh. I know. Super fun. But it was this great it's just right because they had like probably over 2,000 5-star reviews. They definitely are professionals. Anyway, my mother was with me, but it was this reminder of like, you know, when people know what they're doing and they're professionals and they can kind of like guide you through it, they set expectations. It was like, oh, it'll be like 3 hours. It was more of like 2 hours and it was done. And all of these are just little things that, okay, yeah, we're talking about a place that like tinted car windows, but there's an element of hospitality there. And so I think that we all have to remember that anytime that you have a customer business, whether you're tinting car windows, whether you're a CPA, whether you're working at a sub shop, on a plane or in an airport, there's an element of service and that hospitality, and it just being patient with people, answering questions, leading with your professionalism, especially if you've been in business for a while. It's a good reminder that, you know, again, you can get good service everywhere. So that's my little really random roundabout real-time recap.
I like it. So you got your windows tinted. Did you get rims and a subwoofer too, or just windows tinted?
Don't make me sound so bougie. No.
24s, my 12-inch.
My rims are already dark. I don't need a subwoofer. I got my lights on the interior. I got it. Look, the car's looking fly. Maybe we'll share it one day.
I like it. All right. Well, listen, we did a great show here. I love all the new viewers that we saw here commenting. Sabine, we got your comment in here. Sevket, we'd love seeing you join the show. Look, we shared a lot of great info. I know that if you found it interesting, somebody else will too. So take this time right now to share this story with them, share the podcast. If you haven't yet, make sure to follow Skift on YouTube, LinkedIn, and anywhere else that we're streaming. But we always appreciate you all. And listen, until next week, stay hustling. Oh my gosh.